Morning troops, another day, another river. What a glorious morning it is. We're out nice and early. Got here just as it was getting light. Bank's still very precarious, so picked an easy access swim for now. I've got an option to move further downstream if I want. So we've got 3 rods out. It's 3 degrees, a little bit of a grass frost, not much. I think that's the remnants of yesterday. As you can see, there's plenty of ice behind me. It doesn't feel cold. Actually, I've worked up a bit of a sweat getting sorted. So as per normal, nothing if not predictable, dead baiting for pike. If you haven't subscribed, click that subscribe button, get the channel growing, and I'll leave a link up there for all my pike videos if you're interested in them. We're going to got my lucky red fleece on. I've got a bit of debris on my line, I'll have to go and sort that out. Got my lucky red fleece on. I've had loads of 20s with this fleece on, so hopefully it's a good omen. We're going to endeavour to catch some fish for you today, bring you some action, hopefully non-stop. Let me go and sort this rod out with a bit of debris on it, and then I'll show you the swim. Here's today's stretch. I'm on a straight, just coming off a bend. I'm in between 2 bends. Left hand rod. All 3 are in the margins at the moment. My normal tactics first thing. There's the left hand float. It's just in the slack water at the back of the reed bed, which is up there. See if anything's lurking down there first thing. I've got the option to go along that reed bed, and obviously long out to mid channel. The middle rod, there's 2 3 rod lengths out, 12 foot of water, and that is a static dead. That's a whole roach, 3 to 4 ounce roach on a static dead. And then the right hand rod, that's a paternostered roach. That's only about 1 inch long, that roach. That's a long. Don't know if you can pick that float up, that's along there in the margins. I always start off on the margins with my fishing. Always feel that pike hold up at night, hugging the reed beds looking for fish sheltering, and then they venture out in the morning. So it's 3 degrees, quite cloudy. Water's got a little tinge of brown to it. Once them baits are thawed out after a half hour, I'll boost them with oil. See if we can't instigate some runs today. I'm going to give it only about an hour here, maybe an hour and a half. Then I'm going to move downstream 50 metres or so. Couldn't go there first thing in the morning, it was too dark and the banks are quite steep, and it's like a ice rink at the moment. And then later on it's going to be like a mud bath, so I had to pick my swims, not based just on the fishing, but on safety. The last thing you want is sliding down the bank straight in the ice cold water. Well, troops, we've moved 25 metres downstream. Wasn't happy where I was, really. Not when I got this little swim 25 metres downstream. So I didn't want to walk down here in the dark because it's still quite icy. It's like a skating rink, so you've got to be very careful. But now I can see what I'm doing. I thought, wow, I've got to get down here. It's more likely to produce fish because you've got the drain outlet on the right hand side. I've had some big fish out of here in the past. Sorry, I heard a beep. It's never let me down. So we're in. The only thing is, once that's debris. Once it gets warmed up and this ice melts, it's not going to be a skating rink. It's going to be a bog. But just have to minimise my foot traffic. Only go walking around when I need to recast or catch a fish or return a fish, and we should be okay. So we're in. We've got the 3 baits in. Again, it's exactly the same 3 rods, so exactly the same 3 baits, exactly the same setup. All I've done is up sticks 25 metres and I moved down. I'll show you the swim in a second, but we're out. We're amongst it. It just goes to show you though, how things change quickly in fishing. I was just talking to a couple of guys 10-15 minutes ago, and they were at a stretch. They wanted to fish further downstream, and it was only 4 foot deep. It's been run off that much. You can actually see the bottom. So it's we go from one extreme to the other, and we're flooded, can't fish, and now they run it off so hard that they can't fish. So that's a shame, but they're scratching around looking for a swim. If the amount of cormorants is anything to go by, there should be prey fish here. It's got to be 20 I've seen already a day. That's a solo one. I see I don't know if you call them a pack, a flock, or whatever you call them. There's a flock of them, 8 strong, first thing this morning, and and you've seen them in like 4s and 5s and 6s, all going somewhere or leaving somewhere. A poor roach and rudd don't stand a chance with these buggers, but let's get on. Let me show you this swim. I've just seen an oil flat off my right hand rod. I'm hoping something's going to toy with that now. Well, I inject them. You can't inject them first thing, obviously, because they're frozen. But once they thawed out a little bit, inject them with oil and it slowly seeps out, hopefully attracting something into the swim. So let's go and catch some pike. Well, here's the swim now. Fished it before, you've seen it in some of my videos. There's the outlet of the drain. There's one rod. It's a paternostered roach down the margins. Middle rod, static dead. 2 rod lengths out. And the left hand rod is my paternostered whole sardine again. 2 rod lengths out down the left hand side. Let's hope the move pays dividends. Well, so far the move hasn't paid dividends. It's conditions are a lot worse than I expected, really. They're really running the river off hard. I mean, it was 2 or 3 foot lower than I would normally expect it to be when I arrived. And it's dropped a good foot since I've been here. So, they really are pumping it down hard. It's overcast. It's quite mild, but with a strong wind it feels a lot colder than it actually is. every now and then you get a bit of debris hitting your lines, but at the moment, not much encouragement. No sign of any silverfish topping, no sign of any pike thrashing about, chasing fry. My right hand rod, where I would normally place my bait, the floods have deposited a hell of a lot of debris and weed down there, so I've got to fish a little bit further out than I would like to there. But that's no hardship. It's just you know, some venues fish when it runs off, some don't. Some venues fish when it's backfilling, some don't. And some venues, you know, if the conditions below the surface are benign, they produce. But at the moment, it's we ain't had much encouragement, but it's only early. Got a few baits in the water, so you know, it's you know, a bad day's fishing is always better than a good day's working, isn't it? So it's gonna crack on. It just boosted the baits with some more oil, so I'm hoping that we instigate some feeding. At the moment, as I say, it's a bit grey, cold and miserable. So it's time for a nice hot cuppa, reposition the rods, and then see if we can crack on and catch some pike. Well, troops, what can I say? It's been a really, really hard day. We're only halfway through it, and I'm I'm contemplating packing up, to be honest. It's grey and miserable. No sign of life at all. No sign of any pike. I'm just sitting here waiting for one bite, I suppose. Yeah, I'm sitting here waiting for one bite, I suppose, but it shouldn't be like that, you know. It's most of the season's been a write-off with the floods. Finally get a bit of a dry spell, and you know, it's just not having it. I say the water's running off really hard, so it's when I do hook a fish, I'm gonna have to run down the bank to get somewhere safe to land the fish, somewhere safe to return the fish. It's looking bleak at the moment, you know. It's woe is me. One of those videos, I think, I don't know, it's, you know, I'm gonna sit and ponder for the next half hour or so. I've just repositioned my baits again. I'm just gonna sit here for the next half hour, 40 minutes, ponder what I'm gonna do. It could well be a case that I pack up, but it might not be, you know what I mean? It's, we've all done it, we've all sat there thinking, oh God, what have I done? What a disaster. And then, you know, you have an afternoon from heaven, so it's not written in stone, your session, you know what I mean? So you can always change really quickly. So as I say, I'm going to sit and ponder for a little while and think, am I going to carry on fishing, or am I going to pack up? I don't know yet. I really don't. Might call it a day, half a day session, and let's see. Oh no! Got excited, didn't I? I wound down too soon, I think. The initial take, obviously that got me down to the rod, and there's nothing happening. Then all of a sudden I see the line. So often you see your line move before the float does, or before an alarm goes off, and I saw the line playing out, and that float disappeared, and I wound down, and it was holding onto the bait rather than being hooked. You wait all that time and you go and balls it up. Oh dear. I suppose the argument is better to strike, you know, better to go too soon than too late, but I waited all that time. It was a whole sardine. It was like, you know, the sardine was like that, so it was a big bait. Should have waited a couple of seconds longer maybe and I'd have had it, but that's the problem when you wait that long for a run. You get all excited. Oh dear. Well, that's filled me up with vigour though, you know what I mean? It's boosted my confidence a bit. The river stopped running off, it's back filling up a bit now. Can't walk about too much, it's still the old Bambi scenario when you're down there, you know, it's absolutely caked in mud, your boots, when you come back up. But we've had a bit of encouragement. We've had there's pike here. Now I put the bait back out on his nose, but hasn't come back. But I don't mind that, you know what I mean? I mind losing fish. That's the first run on my paternoster rigs that I haven't converted this autumn, stroke winter. They've had 100% strike rate up till today. So that was a big bait, so should have left it just a touch longer, but you know, it ifs and ands with pots and pans. We didn't convert it. We got 3 rods again, back out. Go again. So I got fresh sardine on the left hand rod. It's still frozen, so it gives it that bit of buoyancy in the water. Middle rod's a whole roach still. Might get that in and change it over and put a fresh bait on. It's been out there all day, that middle rod, that bait. My right hand rod, my small roach, I change them quite regularly. After an hour or so, that's 2 casts, maybe 3. They get very soft and they fly off the hook. So we got fresh baits on either side, an old bait in the middle, but I'm pleased, you know, I've had a run. That's boosted my confidence a bit. It's been a long hard day. Just gutted I didn't convert it though. Absolutely gutted. I'm really quite warm though. It's amazing how actually adrenaline gets pumping just from one run. So let's crack on. Let's catch ourselves some more pike. Well, a pike will do, wouldn't it? We ain't had one yet. It's not counting our chickens, but that's filled me with confidence, that has. And it doesn't surprise me that once the river stopped running off, I've had a run. It didn't surprise me at all. They definitely prefer it up here. When it's up, you know, when it's calm. They don't like that. They don't like it pumping through. They don't like it running off hard. I very rarely get a run up here when it's pumping off hard. But now it's calmed down a bit. Hopefully, we'll have a few more runs and a few pike this afternoon. Well, troops, I suppose we could call today missed opportunity. We had one opportunity today, and I blew it. So it's long, hard, well, not long, short, hard January day. You know, I stuck it out. I mean, halfway through the day I was getting a bit disheartened, but then decided, sod it. You know, I mean, you don't get that many opportunities to go fishing. Just struggle on through, and then I got that run. That boosted my confidence. That really, you know, I was really expecting, because the water's backfilling quite quickly. It's risen a foot in the last hour, the river, so it's not running off now. So I was hoping that they would maybe come on the feed, but we've had that one run and that's it. And and I blew it. So thanks for watching. It hasn't been an action-packed dead baiting session today. It's been quite hard work, but it's not over yet. But yeah, I know I always say it, but I genuinely mean it. You never know. And this time of the day, the witching hour, it could be the difference between a blank and not. And you know, I'll stick at it till it's almost dark. I'm gonna go home. Nice January day. Gonna get the fire on and sit there in the warmth. What a day! Yeah, you know, the morning, the sunrise was absolutely stunning. You know, it really looked fantastic. And sadly, the fishing hasn't measured up to that beautiful start. I mean, it's not over yet. I have to keep always say it. It's not over yet. It's not dark. I've still got a chance. I've got baits in the water, but it's the clock is ticking, so it's one of those days, I'm afraid. You get them, you know. It's, as I said before, you're fishing in the middle of winter. You're not guaranteed to get a bite, let alone a fish. And sometimes we have a great day, sometimes we have a terrible day, and today's been not a terrible day because you're fishing, so you know, there's bright sparks. You know, there's a silver, every cloud has a silver lining. You know, I mean, I'm not at work, I'm not stuck in the house, I'm not doing DIY, I'm not I ain't got a list of chores that long from the missus. So we're out, we're fishing, we're doing what we genuinely enjoy. Just haven't made it pay today so far. But you're only one run away from a 20 or a 30. Fish of a lifetime, fish of dreams. But at the moment, it's that clock is ticking down really fast. You know, I reckon I've got about, and it looks really good on the camera, but I've only got about 15-20 minutes of daylight left, so hopefully got 15-20 minutes to catch one on each rod. I'm not greedy, am I? One on each rod. Thanks for watching, guys. I really do, guys and girls, I really do appreciate the views and the subscriptions and the likes and the comments. Sadly, we're not setting the world on fire at the moment. It's a typical January. Temperatures up and down. It's been a hard work. We're running out of time. You know, the winter'll soon be over, and it'll be time for me to put my pike rods away and turn to other species, but it ain't over yet. Let's see if I can crack it.